Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school, children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today.
So children, let me welcome you to another lesson in Standard 10. Subject is English, and the lesson for today is a lesson called World Heritage. It is lesson number 4.3 in your English textbooks. Now children, this lesson is a rather long lesson. There are a lot of new points and new facts and new information that you will learn in this lesson. Along with this, there are a number of vocabulary and grammar exercises also in the lesson. Alright, now this particular lesson, as the name suggests, is about World Heritage. Now, what is heritage? You must have heard words like tradition, customs. Okay, so the word heritage is also very closely linked with these words. So first, let us try to understand the meaning of the word heritage, and then we will try and see what is there in this lesson for us to learn and to understand. And there are some points in this lesson which you will want to implement also in your. So open your textbooks, come to page number 157, where you will be able to follow the lesson with me. So we will start by doing some exercises from the warming up part, and then we will try and understand the gist of the lesson using various pictures, and finally we will go to the English workshop part. So come on, let's start by understanding what is a World Heritage Site. Now, here we are going to talk about various World Heritage sites here. So, what is a World Heritage Site? A World Heritage Site is a landmark, or it is an area with some kind of legal protection. So, now suppose you're going to Dadar station, okay, and you're roaming around on the other station, or suppose you're going to any place which is close by to your house and you're going to that particular railway station. Now you will see that you can sit anywhere, all right, where there are benches. Okay, you will not, there will not be too many restrictions on you, or there will not be too many rules and regulations about not touching certain places, not going close to certain places, etc. But if you go to a World Heritage Site, there will be some kind of restrictions on you. Why? Because that particular area is a landmark, and therefore it has got legal protection. It is protected by the law of that particular place. World Heritage Sites are cultural sites. They could be cultural. Cultural means they could be connected to the tradition, to the religion, or to the background of the people living in that particular area. Or they could also be natural sites, sites which have occurred naturally. And they are considered to be of outstanding universal value. So they have value not only in the country where that particular place or that particular site is, but World Heritage Sites have got value universally. That is, they are supposed to be the treasure not only of that particular country or of that particular area, but of the entire universe. Okay, so World Heritage means what? It is not only the home nation, but also the entire world which is proud of that site. But at the same time, it is the primary duty or responsibility of the home nation. Home nation means the country where that particular site is, to protect that particular location. All right. So this is a little bit about World Heritage, or you can say World Heritage Site. Now UNESCO, it administers the World Heritage Program, and where there are a list of many sites which are supposed to be protected, which are supposed to be marked as important, okay, all over the world. So this, when we introduce the lesson World Heritage, this is the meaning of World Heritage. So World Heritage means actually sites or places or areas which are protected legally by the UNESCO. Okay, so the UNESCO gives guidelines as to how these places should be maintained, how it should be protected from the from destruction, or you can say from natural calamities, or you can say from pollution, etc. All right, children. So now we understood what are World Heritage Sites. Now there is something called as the heritage cycle. Now, one thing we have understood till now is that these places are extremely important. Okay, they are like the treasure for the world. So, you have to also understand what is the heritage cycle. Why are we learning this lesson? This is a lesson, of course, in English. So, when we are learning a lesson in English, what do? We pick up any particular topic and then we try to understand all the English language, vocabulary, grammar, etc. related to that particular topic. So, in a way, we are talking about the vocabulary in English related to the World Heritage, but at the same time, we will also try to understand how these things are important in our life. All right. So, let us try and understand the heritage cycle. Now, cycle means it goes round and round. So, you can start anywhere and you can end anywhere. But I will start with understanding, which is very important. Why are we learning this lesson? To learn English and also to understand more about the World Heritage Sites. Why do we need to understand this, children? We need to understand it because once we understand the importance of these things, we will learn to value them. We will learn to protect them. Okay, they will become part of our life. But how will that happen? Only when we understand it, only when we understand what it means and how it is important to us. Once we understand it, we will definitely start valuing it. So, when we understand, we will value. And when you value something, we will want to care for it, isn't it? For example, suppose your mummy buys you a new bicycle. So, that is something which is very, very important to you. You value it a lot. Okay, so you always try to care for that bicycle. So what will you do? You will clean it properly. Okay, you will check the you can say air in the tires. You will try to keep it in such a place that no one will take it away from you. All right, generally you will see to it that you protect it and you care it. So why are you caring for it? Because you're valuing it. So in the same way, if we understand more about these heritage sites, we will learn to value it, we will learn to care for it, and when you care for it, you will be able to enjoy it. Okay, so when you are caring and when you're trying to protect it, you will also be able to enjoy it. You will be able to derive happiness from it. So it will help us to enjoy it. Not only us, but also the other people who are living around us, who are coming from outside to see these places. Finally, from when we start enjoying something, we will want to learn more about it. We will want to understand it more. So you see how it becomes a circle? So you understand something, you value it, you care for it, you enjoy it, and again you want to learn more about it, you want to understand more about it. So this is called as the heritage cycle, which we should inculcate in ourselves and also we should promote in others so that we will be able to protect our heritage, we will be able to protect our tradition and our culture. Okay, so that is why learning this lesson is very, very important. Come on, let's move on and let's see what else is there in the lesson. But before we understand about World Heritage, I told you that in the World Heritage sites, there are some sites which are of cultural importance and there are some sites which are of natural importance. Okay, now in your textbook, we will try and do as many exercises from the textbook as possible. So if you open your book and if you come to this particular lesson, in the warming up part, you will see this particular question under question number 3, where they have asked you, do you know the difference between World Heritage and cultural heritage? They've asked you to refer to a dictionary or to an encyclopedia or to a reference book or to the internet to understand what is the difference between the meaning. So I will highlight one difference. What you can do is you can study further so you can get into the heritage cycle. All right. So, one difference that I will give you is a world heritage is when that tradition or landmark is meant to be recognized by other groups of people as deserving respect and preservation. So, our world heritage, it is of importance to the entire world. Okay, so that particular place or that particular landmark has to be preserved, and it deserves the respect, and it has to be preserved for the entire people, for all the people in this world. So that is a world heritage site. Now there are some sites which are of cultural heritage. Now what is a cultural heritage site? It is a tradition or a landmark that is specific to one group of people. Now this particular group of people may be a religious group, okay, it may belong to some kind of same background, so that you it can be different. People belonging to one particular religion could have a particular place or a particular landmark which is of importance to them, so that is a cultural heritage. And only that particular group of people would be interested in that particular landmark. Okay, I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. It may not be that important, or it may not be that significant to people all over the world. So this is one difference between world heritage and cultural heritage. World heritage means which is of importance or which is of significance to all the people the world over, depending not depending on irrespective of what culture or what religion or what country or what language you belong to. But if it is a cultural heritage site, then it might be of importance to a particular group of people. So, this is about the difference between world heritage and cultural heritage. Now, let us move on and let us try and look at certain heritage sites. Now, this is also a particular exercise from your book where they have asked you to look at certain heritage sites and try and find out which is the best. Now, see, children, there are some of us who like natural things, there are some of us who like the sea, there are some of us who like the mountains. So, each and every individual is different. Okay, so this ranking part, putting something on top and putting taking something towards the bottom, that is all individual, it is all subjective. So we will be just looking at the pictures, you can decide which is the best one for you. All right, so this is the Great Barrier Reef. This is an image of the Great Barrier Reef, which is in Australia, and this, children, is a natural World Heritage Site. Natural, no one has made it. So we will understand that also when we read the lesson, that World Heritage Sites could be natural and they could be man-made also. So this one in particular, this is a natural site. Okay, look at this, Mount Fuji. So this is also a natural site. It is a volcanic, active volcano. All right. So this is a natural site and this is a World Heritage Center. The UNESCO has tried to protect this. You cannot do mining over here. Okay. So this place is protected. You have to follow certain rules and regulations if you visit this particular place. Then you have this place called as Machu Picchu. All right. Now this place also, if you see, it is a very ancient citadel. A citadel means it's a kind of a castle. All right, and this is a very very important, or you can say, heritage site. All right, so these are certain World Heritage Sites. Let us look at some more. So see, this is very close to the place where we live, so we call it as the Kas Pathar, or we call it as a plateau of flowers. This is very close to this is very close to the place we live, that is, it is in Maharashtra itself, in Satara. It's a place called Satara. Okay, it is a place where you will see flowers endlessly. If you visit this place in a particular season, you will see that the flowers cover the earth as if a carpet has been laid out. So naturally this is protected. This is a World Heritage Site. Otherwise people will go and build buildings over here. Okay, So that is why we need to protect such sites which are of natural beauty, or sometimes they are man-made also. So this is a natural World Heritage Site. Moving on, see, these are the caves, Ajanta and the Ellora caves. Now these are man-made. Okay, a World Heritage Site again. Look at this. This is the harbour in Sydney. Okay, this is also a World Heritage Site where this is also man-made. It is not natural. All right, this is a Sydney. This is a monument near the Sydney Harbour, a building near the Sydney Harbour. So children, these are all World Heritage Sites. See, these are the pyramids of Egypt. Again, they are one of the seven wonders of the world also, and along with that, it is also a World Heritage Site. Now, like I told you, it is the UNESCO, that is the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, which determines and also lays down the rules and regulations for these World Heritage Sites. So the UNESCO has got a World Heritage Committee. Okay, why? Because we want to protect all these places. They might be natural, they might be man-made, they might be forests, they might be lakes, monuments, buildings or cities. We want to protect them and we want to preserve them. And that is why the UNESCO had started a program called as the World Heritage Program, the International World Heritage Program, which is managed by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. So see, this is the logo of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. So we are trying to take care, we are trying to protect the places which are of importance to us. All right, moving on. See, how did this start? How did the idea of having a World Heritage Committee give a start, or how did it come into being? Now, in the year 1954, in the country of Egypt, the government over there, it started making plans in order to build the Aswan High Dam. Now, you must be knowing that there is the river Nile in Egypt. Now, these Egyptians, what they wanted to do is they wanted to collect and control the water from the river Nile. So that is why they started building this dam. They laid out plans in order to build this dam. Now, if this plan would have come into place or fallen into place, then the construction of the dam would have flooded the valley. Okay, and there were some very, very important temples called as the Abu Simbel temples, which were a very important place historically, culturally, traditionally for Egypt. So these places would have got flooded. They would have got flooded also, and along with that, many artifacts and many things which were kept inside these monuments would have all gone for a loss. Okay, everything would have been lost. That is when, to protect these temples, the UNESCO launched a campaign in 1859. And what did they decide? They decided that before building the dam, they would dismantle. Dismantle means take this apart, and they would move this temple to a place where the water would not affect it. So imagine this these ancient buildings, dismantling them. Dismantling means you're going to use the same material again when you build it, rebuild it. Okay, so this project, it costed a huge amount of money. It costed around 80 million US dollars. That is a lot of money. Okay, and but anyways, UNESCO was able to successfully carry this out. And that is when they decided that there should be an international organization which will help to protect the natural cultural heritage. So that is how the idea of having you can say a body in order to protect this culture or this heritage came into existence. So after that, we had the World Heritage Trust which was formed. Okay, in the United States. This was in the year 1965. After that, we will see that there was a United Nations conference on human environment in Stockholm in Sweden, and afterwards the World Cultural and Natural Heritage was adopted by the UNESCO. So it came into being in the year 1972. So it is roughly more than, you can say, 48 years that this particular trust is working in order to preserve the culture, in order to preserve the heritage of the important places, of the landmarks around the world. Okay, so this is about the World Heritage Committee or the World Heritage Trust. Now, if you want a particular place to be ranked as a World Heritage Trust or World Heritage Site, what will you do? There are certain, you can say, steps to becoming a World Heritage Site. Now, what is it? First, you have to appear in the tentative list. Okay, they make a list. You have to appear in the tentative list. You have to qualify to become part of the list. That means you have to show that you are important, okay, and you're unique. The site which you're applying for to become a World Heritage Site, you have to prove that that particular site is unique and it is important and it should be on that list. Okay, after that, there should be a nomination which is filed. Okay, like people stand for elections, so they file a nomination in which they declare all the important things and all the facts about themselves. Then, after the filing the nomination, the advisory bodies, that is, the people who will look into the matter. So, this is the third step. So, it will be reviewed. Your nomination file will be reviewed by not one but two advisory bodies. And in these advisory bodies, you will have the International Council of Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union. Okay, they will review, they will look at your file, they will study it properly, and afterwards what will they do? They will make a recommendation to the World Heritage Committee. They will tell the World Heritage Committee, okay, we have gone through the file and this is what we feel about this particular place. Finally, the World Heritage Committee will decide whether it is meeting the requirements of a World Heritage Site or not. So, if it meets the criteria, if it is worthy of being selected, then it will be selected and then it will be taken into consideration to be inscribed on the World Heritage List. So, this is how it happens. Okay, how you become a World Heritage Center or a World Heritage Site. So, moving on to some more information, children. See, let us understand that some World Heritage Sites are places and some could be things also. Okay, so here you have certain man-made environment or man-made buildings which are part of the World Heritage Sites. So, see here you have the Egypt, you have the pyramids of Egypt, you have the Taj Mahal. Okay, you can see the Opera House in Sydney, which are all man-made World Heritage Sites. Certain national parks or natural environments are also a part of the World Heritage Sites. There you can see the coral reef which I showed you in the beginning. Okay, the Great Barrier Reef, that is, and then you have the Kaziranga National Park, okay, which is a World Heritage Site. So there are certain natural places also which come under the list of the World Heritage Site. All right, and then you have certain artifacts, certain paintings or certain other things which are part of our ancient history, world history. So all these things, artifacts, things, for example, you might have things from the war. Okay, you might have things from places like Mohenjo-daro or Harappa. So all these things, artifacts, paintings, all these can also be classified as World Heritage Sites. Okay, so this is in short what is the meaning or types of World Heritage Sites. Now children, the information which is given in your textbook, it is as of 2009. Okay, so let me quickly, if you have your textbooks in your hand, so open page number 161. So in your textbook, you will see that the information is given as of 2009. Okay, there were 890 World Heritage Sites that were located in 148 countries. 689 of these sites are cultural, and they include places like the Sydney Opera House, etc., etc. So that information is available for you in the textbook. Now, this is the latest information, the one which you can see on screen. So this information is as of June 2020. Okay, so as of June 2020, there is a total of 1121 World Heritage Sites. So that means the number keeps on increasing. More and more people might be applying to become World Heritage Sites. They might be going through the 5 steps, that is the tentative list and the nomination file, etc., which we discussed. And the place which they are proposing might also have been declared as a World Heritage Site. So as of 2020, there is a total of 1121 World Heritage Sites. 869 are cultural, 213 are natural, and 39 are mixed, partly cultural, partly natural. And they exist around across 167 countries. And with 55 selected areas, China and Italy are the countries with most sites on the list. But here in your textbook, you will see that only Italy is mentioned. So as far as the textbook is concerned, we will stick to that figure. But you have to always keep your knowledge updated, children. So these are the latest figures, or this is the latest knowledge. Now this also, in a few months time or in a few years time, this information can also change. All right. Now let us talk about our country, India. So there are 38 World Heritage Sites which are located in our country, India. These include 30 cultural sites, 7 natural sites, and 1 mixed criteria site. And India ranks 6th. It has got the 6th largest number of sites in the world. China and Italy come first. Okay. So this is information about the World Cultural Heritage Sites. Now we will go to one exercise. We have an half an hour slot, children, which we have used most of it. So let us do this particular exercise from your English workshop part before we wind up this video. And very soon I will be putting up another video where we will consider and do the remaining exercises in this particular lesson. So let us complete this grid. So I would want you to pause your video and look into your textbook and try to figure out what were the establishments which came into existence in these particular years and what was their role. Okay, and then you can check your answers with mine. So come on, let's start. So in 1954, they proposed to build the Aswan High Dam. Okay, why did they want to build it? To collect and control water from the Nile River. In 1959, an international campaign came into existence. Why? Because they wanted to protect the temples. I showed you pictures also of the temple. They wanted to protect the symbol, Abu Simbel temples, and also the artifacts which were there in the temple. In 1965, a White House conference was held. And why the White House conference was held? In order to protect historic, cultural, and scenic sites. In 1968, we saw that the International Union for Conservation of Nature came into place, and it wanted to protect again the world cultural and natural heritage. Finally, in the year 1972, we had the UNESCO General Conference in exactly on the 16th of November to again protect the world cultural and natural heritage. Okay, so this was the sequence of events which led to the establishment of the world cultural and natural heritage by the UNESCO. So children, this was about the information in the lesson. Usually we do not go into so much detail with any lesson. If it is a story, we just see the highlights of the story. and we just discuss the points in short, and then we proceed to do the exercises. But I have discussed this in detail because this is going to be a very important part as you're growing up, and you will understand these things more, you will value them more, you will care for them more. That is what is the need of the hour: protection of the environment, protection of all these culturally important sites, protection of our history. This is the need of the hour. That is why we have discussed all the points in this lesson in great detail. So let us meet next time again and continue this lesson. So that is all for today.
So children, wasn't that a wonderful video? And did you enjoy watching it? So if you want to watch more such videos in future, then please like this video and also subscribe to our channel, the MCGM Portal for Education, and also hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video here. Thank you so much for now. Let's meet again soon.